Hello, I'm Lauren, and today we are going to be doing a video that I'm very excited to share with you, which is a breakdown of my cream/foundation sticks. I promised this video in one of my recent videos as a little comparison between products, the price point, the wear, you name it. So we're going to go through all of that today. If that's something you're interested in, stick around. So we're going to start off with the Tom Ford Traceless Foundation Stick. Now I have to warn you, this color is a little too deep for me right now. I purchased this last summer when I had a little bit more color than I do. I can definitely blend this out and make it match. It actually is not terribly far off from my chest. My face is lighter than my chest, but you know, that just happens. We're gonna also compare the Westman Atelier Vital Skin Stick, the Merit Minimalist Stick, and the most recent launch, which is the Jones Road Beauty Face Pencil, which I need to sharpen. So I'm going to do a quick swatch on my arm, kind of show you some of the textures of these. This is the Tom Ford, which you can tell is pretty concentrated, all right? The Westman Atelier, a little bit lighter and thinner. The Merit, which that blends into my arm. And then the Jones Road. Okay, so here is our different face products, and you can tell they all look slightly different. We've got some different coverage and whatnot. So I'm gonna wipe this off of my arm because apparently I thought it would be a great idea to do a foundation test in a white shirt. Rookie mistake. Okay, so I'm gonna break this down into two different faces, basically. I'm gonna do one stick on one side, one stick on the other, so you can get a comparison of the overall coverage, the finish, and then I will break it down the same way. That way we can actually kind of get through this. So the Tom Ford is the biggest stick out of all of these. If I remember correctly, so this was $88. You get a half an ounce, and when you break that down to the price point per ounce, the Tom Ford is $176 per ounce, which sounds like a lot, but stick around. We have a lot to talk about with all of this. So you get a ton of product in this stick. And this is definitely the most heavy coverage out of these, but I don't mind that, honestly. I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. I'm going to use my Jones Road brush. And it has a really nice consistency. It's very creamy and it lives up to the name of being traceless. I always feel incredibly beautiful and my skin always looks really nice and juicy and just really seamlessly perfected when I wear this. I really enjoy this product, and I know that $88 sounds like a lot of money to drop on a foundation, and it absolutely is. But these sticks last for a long time because you just barely have to dab it on the skin and it just has the most seamless coverage. Like, it's just perfect, in my opinion. But you can definitely build up the coverage of this particular stick, I would say, more than the other ones. Voila, done. Now, let's compare this with the Westman Atelier stick. So the Westman Atelier is $68. You get 0.31 ounces. And when you break that down per ounce, it's $219 per ounce of this. So I really like the Westman Atelier stick. You can tell it's a little bit lighter of a coverage. The problem I have with this one, and it's not like a big problem, I try to avoid this area around my nose and mouth because this particular product has coconut oil. The other three do not. But because this has coconut oil in it, I just find that it irritates my perioral dermatitis. I don't necessarily have issues with this making me break out. I know some people can really struggle with that with foundations if they have coconut oil in them. And I don't have an issue with this seeming to block my pores or anything like that. But I do have to kind of skip around my nose and mouth because I just find that it makes those bumps kind of start popping up a bit. So I kind of just, pat it out, use my finger. This coverage is a bit lighter, as you can see. It didn't cover up my dark circle quite as much. The nice thing about this formula is that you can build it up. And I feel like the finish on these honestly looks pretty similar. But I think it's a really beautiful foundation stick, but you definitely pay a bit more per ounce when you break it down the way I am today. And it has coconut oil, so I have to be very careful with how I use this. Let's see how much coverage I can get on this little guy. This one, like I said, it is buildable, but you're just not gonna get that same quick, easy coverage. You're gonna have to work a little bit more to kind of build it up. So that actually doesn't look too crazy. I thought that my face would be two different colors, but the Tom Ford, it just blends out so well. All right, now for the wear of these, I feel like they wear very similarly. I, kind of get oily throughout the day no matter what I have on my face. And I feel like with both of these, I don't look totally like grease ball at the end of the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these off, and then I will show you the other two, break down the price points, talk about the wear a little bit more, and go from there. So we're going to move into the Merit stick, the Minimalist stick. And this one is $38. You get 0.13 ounces. And when you break that down, how much it costs per ounce, it's $292. I was kind of shocked by that. Like, I knew in my review video of this that it was expensive and it was a very tiny amount of product. But when you break it down per ounce and you see just how expensive it is, I'm just like, I don't understand why it's so much. So this and the Jones Road Beauty, I would say, are not meant to be used quite like foundation the same way that like the Westman Atelier and the Tom Ford are. You can see these are bigger, chubbier sticks that are easier to kind of spread all over your entire face, where like the Merit and the Jones Road Beauty are really kind of to just do a very sheer veil across your entire face and build up some coverage more like a concealer. So I'm gonna use the Merit brush. And I love this formula because I find that it blends out really easily. This formula, I actually really like it on my skin. I know that Kate from State of Kate, she had some issues with the texture and it clinging to her skin. I think it just makes my skin look really nice and fresh, and I'm able to kind of build it up. Now, I have been using a retinol, which can kind of increase the like flakiness of my skin. And that's kind of settled down now, so I'm not really dealing with it. I could tell at first like kind of what she was talking about, where it was accentuating texture. But honestly, it wears really beautifully on my skin. I do feel like with this one in particular, I feel like I get a little more oily throughout the day. I don't know, maybe it could have just been those days in particular that I've worn it. But I like how this looks on the skin. I think it is ridiculously overpriced, especially because this packaging is not like super eco-friendly or anything like that. So I don't really understand the pricing of this. And just from what I could see like of their ingredients, I don't feel like there's anything that should cost that much in comparison to the other two. I don't know. Like, I'm very curious what you guys think. All right, and lastly, we have the Jones Road Beauty Pencil, which you can see I have worn it down to a nice little stump. I do need to probably sharpen this up a little bit. The one thing that people kind of said in the feedback of my Jones Road Beauty video is that they feel like they're gonna lose a lot of product when you sharpen this. Honestly, I could keep working that down till it's just a tiny little stump and not need to sharpen it. So let's just give that a go. So this one is definitely the hardest, thickest feeling on, like when you're putting it on. It does blend out really beautifully though, and really seamlessly. And I've been really, really happy with how this wears, but you can tell it's definitely more like a crayon type texture than like a really soft stick like this. You know, the biggest thing with this in particular, Bobbi Brown, like she'll talk about how she doesn't want things to look like foundation. She wants to see skin. And so you can tell though, when I start blending this out, it actually does blend out really easily. And I like this one because as I've, gotten a little older, when you wear like a real matte, heavy foundation, it just doesn't look quite as nice on your skin at 30 as it does at 18, all right? So I really appreciate having something that I can kind of build up to my own liking, let my own skin shine through. It just looks a lot more youthful and fresh. You'll notice too that with the Merit and Jones Road Beauty, I am going around my nose and mouth. These have not caused my perioral dermatitis to flare. Someone had commented on my Jones Road Beauty review that they thought that Jones Road had coconut oil in it. And it has caprylic triglyceride, which is a coconut derivative, but that does not seem to give me issues the way that pure coconut oil does, like what's in the Westman Atelier. So because of the texture of that one, when I do like a full face look with it, it takes me a minute to kind of build it up, right? Because it's more of like a concealer type product, but it does blend out relatively easily. So I don't know, I like the versatility of this. The Jones Road Beauty pencil, the face pencil, is $25. You get 0.1 ounces, and when you break that down per ounce, what the cost is, it's $250. When it comes to the price points of all of these, the most affordable stick that you're going to purchase is the Tom Ford at $176 per ounce. You do pay more upfront for it, but it is a better value. The next one that is a really good value, I say good value, it's still really expensive for a foundation, is the Westman Atelier. It's $219 per ounce and it's $68 up front. The next one after that, surprisingly, is the smallest one of the bunch, which is the Jones Road Beauty, which is 0.1 ounces, but it's $250 per ounce. And, you know, per ounce, the worst value you're gonna have is Merit, unfortunately. It's $292 per ounce. It just blows my mind how expensive this product is for the amount that you get. But I hope that seeing all of these in action on the face, knowing a little bit more about the price points per ounce, I hope that this video is helpful in terms of comparison. If you're looking for something that's more like a foundation that you could put all over your face, I would recommend either the Tom Ford or the Westman Atelier. I think those are the best bang for your buck, especially with the way that you apply them and the amount that you get. You're gonna enjoy those a little bit more, I think. If you're looking for something that your skin can really shine through and you use them a little more like a concealer that you can kind of blend all over your face, I think that Merit and Jones Road Beauty might be more your speed. I would definitely say like the best coverage is going to be the Tom Ford. I just think that you can really, in one fell swoop, build it up. You don't have to go back in a whole bunch to build this up. You can really get it on the first try and then just blend it out from there. And it's really, really easy to do. So I hope that this video has been helpful breaking it all down. If it was, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. This helps other people to find my content and I can continue to bring this kind of content to you. None of this was sponsored or gifted. I purchased all of these products myself. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.